Welcome to Singapore Chinese Cultural Centre's in-depth sharing for preschool teachers who wish to partner us this year in the Start Small Dream Big project. We have designed the activity such that at the end of the project, children can identify and display 3 family values of filial piety, kindness, and love. Next, they can colour and write and give a postcard to their loved ones. The comics show Little Otter and friends on their adventure. Use it to explain the values of filial piety, kindness, and love, and make it relevant to daily life. Next, get the children to colour, write, and give the postcard to their family member, friend, or teacher. This image you see on the left is the A2 size bilingual poster which you will receive in your package. You can use it in classroom teaching and get the children to learn more about the different values. On the right are 4 designs of postcards that the children can colour. And at the back, they can write a letter to their loved ones. Let's zoom in on the details of each postcard. This postcard is about filial piety, which shows a child otter giving something to the mother. It has done up a list of chores so that the mother can rest for the day. As a real-life extension of this scenario, we can get children to show filial piety by doing something for their mothers for Mother's Day. Another family value is passing on the act of kindness to somebody who seems like he or she needs it more. In this postcard, it shows a rainy day and the elephant is passing on the umbrella to the otter who needs it more, and the otter is passing it on to his friends. In another example, we have love, and this is love between a couple. The essence of it is providing a listening ear to someone who needs it. In this case, the father otter looks like he came back from work and had a terrible day, and then the wife asks, "So would you like water? And I will listen to you." So it can encourage children to listen to one another and showing care and concern as a sign of love. At the end of the project, teachers are to email photos of individual students' work to us. Teachers can also post students' work on social media and tag us. Schools who have emailed the most postcards will be able to get workshops for your children at your preferred date and time. For all your preschool teachers, we will also be giving free guided tours. You can just arrange with us for your centre at the end of the year at your preferred date and time. Now we will be looking at SCCC's array of resources. Firstly, we have the Jeng and Fox comics, where we commissioned a local designer called Jeng, or Joanne Ang, to explore 10 family values. We have selected 3 values to be printed into posters and postcards for the Start Small Dream Big this year. These comics are all available on our website. I would like to go through one way to discuss about the comics using an art thinking routine called See, Think, Wonder, where we would get the children to look very closely at certain segments of the comic. I have chosen the one about filial piety between the grandfather and the grandchild as an example. We can first ask them, what animals do you see? Who or what are they holding? Next, we can ask, so what do you think they are doing? Do you think they might be crossing the river? What kind of relationship do you think they share? Then finally, we ask children to wonder. I wonder what could have happened earlier. We can get the children to imagine the scenarios before or after and finally conclude with the value that is being explained in this comic. Now I would like to discuss about the Learning Kit. We worked with Ngee Ann Polytechnic Chinese Media and Communication students to create an actual sensory box. It has hand puppets that you see on the right, and we also have storytelling cards. In this case, it is the storytelling of the monster Nian during Chinese New Year. It uses magnets so we can move it around to tell the story. We also teach children how to identify the ingredients using lo hei, which is a Chinese New Year dish. They will use chopsticks to practice psychomotor skills before we teach them what are the ingredients. They learn to read the greeting cards aloud and use the chopsticks to toss the lo hei. This kit is available for loan in our centre. I've selected one lesson from the Learning Kit about greetings to explain in further detail. The key outcome is that we want them to show respect for different cultures. It is suitable for 5 to 6-year-old children to build their social and emotional skills. First, we tune in with the children. For 5 minutes, we will introduce them to some everyday greetings that are being used. The daily greetings include Good morning, Selamat pagi, 早安, Nalakalai. We get them to familiarize with the different phrases that is being used every day. Then we have thank you, 谢谢, terima kasih, or nandri. For the next 10 minutes, we will be talking about the festive greetings. So we need to introduce the festivals of Chinese New Year, Hari Raya, and Deepavali. Then we can ask some leading questions. During Chinese New Year, we greet with 新年快乐. During Hari Raya, we greet with Selamat Hari Raya Adi Fitri. During Deepavali, we say Deepavali Vatukal. For the next 20 minutes, we teach them the different gestures which you see on this slide. First, we demonstrate and get the children to follow. But we must also emphasize that the hand gestures that are being used by the Malay and Indians are actually not just for festive occasions, but are also used in everyday life. We conclude by emphasizing that displaying such gestures and greetings show respect for one another. This is a suggested follow-up activity which would take 10 minutes. By now, the children would have learnt the greeting, the festivals, and the greeting gestures. You can set up different houses in class with 3 different races. And when you call out the race, the children will walk towards that house. And when they are in that house, they can greet each other with the gestures. So we also inculcate that sign of respect in our children. Our next resource is our gallery etiquette video, which we hope you can share with your students before they come down to our center. It also teaches the values of courtesy, kindness, sharing, and caring. Next, we have another resource called Kaki Says. Kaki is an animated bean character, and we use this mascot to introduce different Chinese festivals. You may scan the QR code to watch the video. The next resource is a cultural picture book series. We collaborated with Ngee Ann Polytechnic Chinese Studies students to create these 10 picture books, which is age appropriate for preschool children and lower primary children. It is also available online, and you can download it using this QR code for classroom teaching in the digital format. So now we move on to the next part, which are some ideas that teachers can do in school. Firstly, get the children to decorate by coloring and writing on the postcards. Next, we can also dramatize. We can get the children to come up and roleplay the little characters in the Jang and Fox comics, such as Little Otter and Friends. They can imagine what could have happened before and after the scene. After that, we can get the children to write a pledge card so that they can reflect on how they wish to be filial, loving, or kind to others. Next, because Mother's Day is coming up, we can get the children to create a Mother's Day token or card to show their filial piety and appreciation. They can also play games and have a Grandparents' Day where children can teach their grandparents how to play the games that they play now. And their grandparents can also teach the children the games that they played when they were younger. Finally, it is also possible to sign up for our on-site and online workshops, which I'll explain more about later. We have on-site programs and online programs. For on-site ones, we have self-guided or guided tours which are done by our facilitators. Or you can choose to do it online, which is still very popular among schools. All of our programs actually revolve around a permanent exhibition which is Singaporean, discovering Chinese Singaporean culture. For the programs, I will be emphasizing the on-site guided tour plus workshop. It includes a guided tour by our facilitators followed by a hands-on activity with the children in our center. For preschool children, this is $15 to $18 and is between 1.5 hours to 2 hours long. We have 3 choices for the guided tour plus workshop. One of it is festival food and all that fun. It is an inquiry-based discussion, after which the children will create a relief print of themselves using mixed media. We will provide all the materials such as ink. After children have seen the exhibition and learnt about the different values and food, they will reflect on what they have observed to create their self-portrait. Next, in How Do We Celebrate Chinese Festivals, we will be looking at values and Chinese festivals. And after that, the children will create their own festival-related craft or game. The Spot the Cultural Differences workshop is actually to understand the cultural differences using language and food. There will be storytelling, and after that, children will create a festival-related craft or game. Now I will be talking a bit about the online school program. The facilitators would tease out certain themes, and it will be done using an online format where we get the children to come out to answer different questions that we have. There are 2 programs for educators which I'd like to highlight here. If you have not joined our newsletter, we encourage you to take out your phones now to scan the QR code. We also have tours for teachers, and our upcoming ones are on 27th May and 3rd June, so we hope you can let your colleagues know and spread the word to other centers. Thank you!